This week at Dreamworld, work is continuing on the new King Claw, which is set to open in 2025. Dreamworld is hosting its iconic street food festival, which might just be its best version yet, and Sky Voyager is reopened with the new Africa experience. Let's discuss all of this and more in this episode of the Yum Yum Report. Welcome back to the Yum Yum Report, bringing you bite-sized updates from Australian theme parks, as well as occasional updates from theme parks around the world. Before we start, I'd like to give a quick thank you to my channel members for their very kind and generous support. Thank you so much, everyone. This week we popped into Dreamworld a couple of times in the afternoon for a little visit to check in on the construction for King Claw, which is progressing extremely fast. It's very exciting, and also to check out a little bit of the new Street Food Festival for 2025, which is an event that Dreamworld hosts yearly, and this year it might just be the best it's ever been. And we also have a little ride on the new Sky Voyager Africa experience. So let's get into it. First of all, King Claw, it's just moving along at rapid speed. It's hard to believe that a short while ago, the original Claw ride was still sitting there and people were still riding it, and they've taken it down, and since then they've flattened out the area and they've started work. They've removed all the theming, all the queue elements, and now construction has begun. There's diggers, cranes, trucks, utes, everything in this little site, and it's very busy, and it looks like they're moving along very quickly. So I think everything's going to go ahead on schedule. We're going to see King Claw open in 2025, maybe sooner than we think. You know, they say late 2025. I wonder how late they're thinking. Will it be December, November, October even, perhaps? I think October would be an amazing time to open this attraction for the Halloween season, because King Claw's got that spooky Lovecraftian vibe. I think that would be such a fun way to open the ride. And imagine if it was running during the Dreamworld Happy Halloween event. That would be so cool. I think it would add such a spooky atmosphere to the area. Let me know in the comments, when do you think King Claw will open, and what kind of opening ceremony would you like to see for this attraction? Because when the original Claw ride opened, they did do an iconic opening. I believe some people rode the attraction nude, which was interesting. It's a very sort of 2000s thing to do, a little bit tacky. I hope that they do something a little bit more classy and elegant. Yeah, who knows? We'll see what happens. Alright, moving along to Sky Voyager, which has just reopened. Yeah, for a while there was some work going on the outside of the building, some just normal maintenance. It appeared, I wasn't sure at the time, I was kind of crossing my fingers for a potential re-theme of the facade for the building, but you know, that could still happen in the future. But they've added a new experience for this season, which I believe is called Experience Africa. And as I mentioned, we popped into Dreamworld a couple of times just for a few short visits. We haven't really had a full day to kind of come and experience the entire street food festival. So hopefully we'll get to come back and explore that properly, because from what I've seen, it's looking really cool, and I'll get back to that after this. But we popped in one day to try out Sky Voyager, and the queue was so long, we weren't able to fit it in. We weren't able to get to Experience Africa in time. So we had to delay it. We had to come back another day, and we did manage to get on it after a very long queue. It was advertised at about 60 minutes. It ended up being about 40 minutes, which wasn't too bad. And of course, it's nice and cool in there. It's nice and air conditioned, and it's just a nice atmosphere. It's not the most interesting queue in the world, but overall it's pleasant enough. I feel like it could do with some more theming to look at. I would love to see some posters around, kind of showing the different areas that you will see in the ride, maybe in a nice classy Art Deco style. I think that would be really nice. Yeah, so after about 40 minutes or so of waiting, we did eventually get onto the ride, and it looked like they were using both the upstairs section and the downstairs section, which does increase the capacity of the experience. And I won't spoil too much of this new addition, but I will say it actually felt like a new attraction. It was so exciting to come in and experience this attraction through a fresh perspective with a new film. I haven't experienced all of the films that they've shown in the past. I did do like the underwater one, which I wasn't a huge fan of. That one, they kind of just like took a VR film and they adapted it to be on a flying theater, and I didn't find that it really made any sense because you're underwater. It was a little bit strange. But this one, on the other hand, was excellent. It was really cool. As I'm sure the name implies, you get to experience different areas of Africa. It's got great sweeping views of all the different landscapes, all the different animals. You get to visit different cities, different iconic wonders of the world. It's just a great experience. I wouldn't quite say it's better than the Australian version. It didn't seem like there were as many smell pods or effects like that. It seemed like the water effect above me was leaking, so I got lots of water all over my pants. So when I got off the ride, it looked like I had wet myself. That was one downside, but it was kind of a funny one. Yeah, so I won't spoil this. Go to Dreamworld, check it out, because it's a really fun addition, and Sky Voyager is not really talked about that much, but it's a great addition. It might be one of my favorites here on the Gold Coast. It's a great way to come and get out of the heat, enjoy a nice relaxing ride, and it's something for the whole family. Everyone in my family enjoys it and finds it very relaxing. And I did get back from Tokyo Disney Sea recently. I keep saying that, it's been months now. Clearly I'm stuck in the past, stuck at Disney. I need to make my videos about that, by the way. I need to share my experience with you, because I recorded probably hundreds of hours worth of footage. I don't know where to start with it. I'll come back to that soon, because I have a little update I would like to share. I went to Tokyo Disney Sea and I went on the soaring ride there, which was highly anticipated. Obviously a great attraction, it's Disney. And I was surprised to discover that it wasn't too dissimilar to Sky Voyager, and Sky Voyager holds up really well against something of a Disney quality. Yeah, so don't sleep on Sky Voyager, it's a fantastic attraction, and if you haven't ridden it before, definitely go and check it out. It's not scary at all. I'm so happy that Dreamworld makes upgrades and changes to the attractions like this, because it would be easy just to keep things the same and not invest into this, but there's a lot of potential there. I think they should show even more different films. If you could choose a new Sky Voyager experience, what would you choose? I feel like a space-themed film would be really cool. I'd love to fly around space, go to all the different planets, maybe meet some aliens. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I know they've already done the America version, obviously Australia. I'm a Kiwi at heart, born and raised in New Zealand, so sometimes I can't take the time to go back and visit again. So it would be fun if they did a little New Zealand experience, maybe for Waitangi Day next year or something like that. Dreamworld, please let me have a little taste of home. I know there's lots of Kiwis here and would love to have a little fly around our home country, so that would be cool. That's my wish list, but yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Alright, now let's get to the Street Food Festival, and as I mentioned, I haven't had a chance yet to fully experience this event, but my first impressions are extremely impressed. I think that Dreamworld has done a fantastic job this year, making some changes to the Street Food Festival, which, if I'm being honest, I'm a big fan of the Happy Halloween event. I think that's one of my favorite theme park events here on the Gold Coast, but usually Dreamworld's events, they don't quite land with me. I think that it's a very big park and they usually spread things across the whole park, and there's a lot of areas that people don't really get to. The foot traffic doesn't lead there, and people kind of stick around that central hub area of the park around the Dreamworld globe. And this year they've done an amazing job at focusing the event more in that central area on the main street and around the globe. As soon as you enter the park, they've decorated it all with bunting, nice classy music from around the world playing that kind of fits into the theme. It gives you that feeling of like a multicultural place. It's really fun. You've got like the Asian food area, the European food area, and then the American food area on the main street. They've reined it in, they've focused it in on this one area, and it works so much better than it did in the past. And I think they should use this as a learning opportunity for their other events like Winterfest and the Country Fair event, and just focus it in on that one particular area, the main spot where most people will spend their time. I do have a few other suggestions, so I'll get to those soon. A little overview: as you enter the park, you can pick up a park map, which is special for this event. I'm always a huge fan of physical maps. I think they're so much nicer than the digital apps and maps that you usually find at parks these days. Although Dreamworld doesn't really seem to have an app yet, I think they should invest in that at some stage. Yeah, I'm so happy that they have this physical map. I've kept it. I'm going to keep it as a little souvenir, and I plan to collect and keep all of these maps throughout all their events, so I'm excited about that. I do hope to come back at some stage and experience it fully. Basically, they've got some shows on, they've got characters walking around, musicians, live musicians. I walked past an accordion player. Another time I saw a saxophone player, someone playing the harmonica. I know they've got like taiko drum players as well, and they've got dragon dancers or lion dancers. There's so much stuff going on, and then they've got like fun little characters that you can meet and greet around the park. It's just fantastic, and it brings so much energy and so much liveliness into the park, and it's something that I've personally felt like Dreamworld kind of misses out on compared to Movie World. You know, Movie World has got so many characters out and about, and that's my favorite part of the park, actually, more than some of the rides. I just like the atmosphere. I like seeing all the characters and the parade, but Dreamworld doesn't really have anything like that until now. The food festival, they've got it spot on. So much interesting stuff going on. The atmosphere is incredible. Of course, you've got Kenny and Belinda in their adorable chef outfits. I love Kenny and Belinda so much. They've got such a fun, whimsical energy. I love the fact that they give them different outfits for all of the events. Like I said, I do plan to come back and experience this properly, so stay tuned for a separate video exploring that specifically. But that brings me to the end of this update at Dreamworld for this week. Not too much news in other regards. Rivertown is still an amazing addition. I love checking it out. I haven't been to Jane's for a while. I'd love to go back. I know there's a few small changes there that I'd like to see. I did say that I would give a small update. I probably made it sound more exciting than it was, but basically, over the past few years, I've made lots of small trips and lots of big, massive trips around, and I've got so much footage that I've just never edited or shared, and I do plan to release this content in the form of trip reports, where I will share my experiences, my little trips away, my big trips away to parks such as Hong Kong Disneyland Ocean Park, and my trip to Japan, where I went to Tokyo Disney Sea, and Universal Studios Osaka. Also, I went to Melbourne last year, and I've been on a few other smaller trips around as well, so I do plan to release that, and I have an idea for how those videos will be, so I look forward to sharing that with you, so stay tuned for that. But if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like, a friendly comment, or subscribe for more. And I'd like to wrap things up as usual by giving a very special thank you to my channel members: Koala75, Lee Donald, SW Stevie 1, Randall, Maloney's Coasters, Carrie Jekin, Medic Brick, Kai on the Internet, Movies Like Everyone, Audrey Allen, and Oogie Boogie. Thank you so much, everyone, for your very kind and generous support. I really do appreciate it so much that you enjoy my videos enough to support the channel in this way, and it really helps me so much because there are some costs associated with running a channel like this, because I try to make things high quality. I want to make things the best they can, and there are some things I need to pay for in order to do that, so this helps me cover some of the costs associated with that. It also helps me save for future trips, better equipment, which will hopefully make the videos more interesting and more engaging for everyone in the audience, so thank you so much. For anyone who would like to become a channel member, you're more than welcome to do so. This will give you access to new videos early, as well as receiving a special shout out and thanks at the end of my videos. You'll also get a special sticker next to your username on YouTube, as well as some emojis to use in the comments. And as a new feature of my channel membership, you'll also be entitled to a custom illustration drawn by me, which I'll put next to your name at the end of the video when I give you a shout out. And for any of my channel members who haven't done this yet, please feel free to let me know in the comments what you would like your little illustration avatar to be, and I'll get that added as soon as I can. But if you're not in a position to support the channel by becoming a member, you're more than welcome to leave your support by liking, leaving a friendly comment, or subscribing for more. Thank you so much, everyone, once again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.